Hey there, nerds. It's Drive Time with Jimmy. And real quick before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Buckeye Nation. Hey there, national champions. God, that felt good. Anywho, on to more pressing news. So last night, I got to see a press screening of Poltergeist, the remake starring Sam Rockwell and Jared Harris. Sam Rockwell is amazing. He was by far the best part of the movie. There were definitely little scares and jumps and stuff that got me going. But for the most part, it just wasn't all that good. And it was weird because like the trailer was great. And like I said, there were moments that were good. But overall, it just felt disjointed. It felt like it was rushed to get to the end. I was surprised when it actually did end. I'm like, that seemed very short. And I look at my watch and it was an hour and a half. But it felt like the ending was rushed. It felt like there were things that were introduced into the story that were maybe realized once, and that was it. Then it was done, gone, never seen again. And one of the main parts of that was the creepy clown doll that is pretty much the poster that we see for the film. They introduce it. It's a really good, creepy scene. And then we have nothing to do with that again. It's done. And I thought that was disappointing. One of the really good things about the original film is they just have a nice, slow burn to start. They introduce this paranormal activity. The family at first thinks it's funny, it's nice, it's a free spirit. And as it goes along, we realize, no, it's not. It's there to basically punish them for living on an old cemetery. This one, it's like they just jump in. We don't actually get any moments of, oh, this might be a good thing, this is funny, haha. It almost starts with creepy from the beginning, and it doesn't give us any change of pace, I guess. The believability of the story as far as the family being forced into this house because of the father losing the job and they had to sell their old home, and now they're taking advantage of a foreclosure in an inexpensive neighborhood. 100% believable. I did like that aspect of it. I thought the original storyline with Craig T. Nelson, Joe Belfield-Williams, Heather O'Rourke, and Zelda Rubinstein was great too, as Craig T. Nelson was a developer, and he unknowingly moved into his house to sort of show, look, we can sell these houses, and he didn't know at the time that it was built on a cemetery. So I like how they kept that, but I like how they updated that with the housing crisis and the recession, and that they were forced to live in this house. It's funny though, because this movie was filmed and written and filmed a couple years ago, and now they're finally just getting out to the release, and it's a little dated, like on the edge of being dated as far as the housing crisis and all that. So I thought that was kind of funny, but overall, it's just not that well put together of a movie. Like I said, interesting scenes, cool things happen. They borrow a lot from the original. They do use some technology to update the original, and by that I mean they have a drone camera that they use. They use iPhones, and it's interesting how they use those. But at the same time, there's this juxtaposition, I guess, with the increased technology. It really was cool in the original where, and maybe most kids don't know this, there was a time where TV broadcasting literally shut off and it went to static. You would get the national anthem with the flag flying, and then it would go to static. And that is the part where Carol Ann was going downstairs and communicating with the TV. Well, we really don't have that anymore. And that was an interesting part of the story with the original. Not to say that ruins the movie or anything like that, but that it just doesn't exist anymore. So little nostalgia things like that for an old man like me, that was sad to see. But I thought the acting from Sam Rockwell was fantastic. The new little girl, her name in the movie is Madison, which I know, another picky point, but Carol Ann, that is such an iconic name with horror and Poltergeist that when you change it up to Madison, it's just not the same. I'm not exactly sure why. Phonetically, it just doesn't work. Her big brother, who's the middle child in the story, was really good. I actually thought he was better than, forgive me, I don't know the actor's name from the original Poltergeist, but I thought he was better than him. So I'm only going to be able to recommend this as if you have nothing else to see. If you're a huge Poltergeist fan and you want to see it, cool, go ahead. Otherwise, I'd say wait until you get a chance to see it on home video, and definitely spend your time going to see Mad Max this weekend, because that movie was amazing. Other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below.